Her husband.
Here you go, Nick.
Oh, yeah, yes. Look, we'll be down there as soon as we can. Bye-bye. Don't worry about that coffee. We've got a domestic. This is the one with a different say. This bloke's heaved his wife out the car outside a women's meeting at the Salvation Army Centre.
What sort of idiot attacks a woman outside a woman's meeting?
Well, a suicidal one, I guess. Come on.
What?
You want a tissue?
Someone reported a domestic.
That was me, Ingrid Perry.
How are you, sir?
Andy, Andrew Mason. Look, I'm sorry, but you've been called out for nothing. My wife fell out of the car and it sort of got misinterpreted there for a
Andy,
minute.
please don't do this to me. Don't.
It was an accident, Joe. I didn't know the door was open.
Listen to yourself. You don't know what you're saying.
Honest to God, I did not mean to push her out of the car. I didn't.
I think you should go with these officers.
I don't think there's any need. I mean, we're okay, aren't we, Joey?
Mr. Mason, let's go.
Would you tell him? Would you tell him, please, that I have had it? This time I am leaving him for good.
Andrew Mason. This is going to come as a bit of a shock to the stalwarts down at St Stephen's.
Is he a bit of a churchgoer?
He'd still be inaudible if he hadn't outgrown the Cassie. What's he got to say for himself?
Oh, he just said it was an argument that went to push and shove, but she says he's clocked her and it happened before.
Any witnesses?
No, no one saw that much because it happened outside in their car. She was getting dropped off to go to Ingrid's persons group meeting. The meeting was about to start. And the next thing, the wife runs in screaming, boom, murder.
How's the tambourine banging going, Ingrid?
Why don't you come to one of our meetings and find out?
Is that what Joanne's been doing?
No, she just comes along to our home league group, you know, gets her out of the house.
Must have been very interesting this morning.
Yes, it was. In fact, I was going to give a talk on building better relationships.
Domestics, huh? This could use a woman's touch. Where's Doyle and McKinley when you need them?
Come on, Josh, what are you doing?
No, hang on a tick.
Oh, God.
All right, we've got to give it one big push, okay?
No, Maggie, wait! Maggie, it's stuck on the corner.
Okay, come on, well, let's bring it in here. We're going to be late for work. We'll just... Oh, sorry.
Where did all this stuff come from?
What?
I don't believe it. Look at this. I told Mum that I didn't want any more of this stuff, and she keeps telling me it's going to come back in fashion, like, as if. She's punishing me for moving out, maybe. I know it. She's punishing me.
Okay, well, come on, we're going to be late for work. I'm going to go now.
No, they know that
No,
we're
I'm
going
going
to be
now,
late.
so if you want to lift, come with
Well,
me.
can we just have it, can I make a minor detour?
Okay, just hurry up, Josh. You're going to be in time. Make sure you lock the back door.
Yep.
Dash, if it's full, put it in the sailboat.
He had that look he gets. His colour turns red and his veins stick out. And he dared me to call the police. And I dared him to hit me. I said, go on then, hit me. And he called me a dumb bitch and he punched me here.
Did you want him to hit you?
No, of course not. He was making me so mad. He was holding on to my wrists. And so I couldn't get out of the car and he wouldn't let go. I don't usually stand my ground when he's like that.
Now, Mrs. Mason, you've said your husband's hit you before.
No.
How often?
He pushes me about a bit sometimes. But it's only the second time he's hit me. The slightest thing sets him off.
Yeah, I'd like a doctor to have a look at you. Is that all right with you?
Well, I'm not hurt or anything.
No, I'd still like a doctor to see if there's any evidence of injury. I mean, your husband may be up on a physical assault charge.
I don't want to go that far.
Well, Mrs. Mason, he did assault you, and that's an offence.
Can't you just tell him to keep away from me?
Yeah, yes, and that's what we'll do. We'll do that if that's what you want us to do, but an interim intervention order, that's separate from an assault.
I don't want him charged. Really, I don't. I'm leaving him anyway.
One of the women in the group offered her a job at the bakery. She was due to say yay or nay today. This is apparently
payday.
what
Why don't you get Cooper to lash out and buy you a watch?
You said it was all right
about it,
before.
Yeah, well, I know it, Doyle. Having spent 25 hours a day with my grandson, I'm amazed that women find time to do anything else at all.
Well, I'm amazed as well.
Why don't you go and swap notes with the husband? Now, she's going to leave the family home and go for an intervention order.
Do you think she's going to follow through?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. She's pretty scared.
Is the violence ongoing?
No, it's more emotional abuse and belting her around. But she's adamant she's not going to make a statement about the assault.
Yeah, well, you want me to have a chat with her?
I don't think that'd do any good. I mean, I don't think she's going to front in court when the time comes.
In the short term, we do what we can do.
Watch this way. Look at this. Have a look around the corner. And... Ah! It's Mr. Bear! Woo! Yeah.
You missed your calling, man. Thanks, PJ.
There you go. Hey, look, he does gymnastics.
Joanne, it's important to take whatever you can with you now. ID, birth certificates, medical records, that type of thing.
He's locked you out of the house before.
He might actually change the locks on you this time. You don't really know how he's going to act once it sinks in that you're gone.
He got his own way after all, didn't he?
You'll be right.
No, I mean the job. I was supposed to start work tomorrow. How can I work at the bakery with this going on?
I'll talk to June about it. She might be able to hold it over.
She's already held it over.
Here we go.
Joanne, why don't you take Bryony home and get packed and give us a call when you're ready to go?
Well, what will I do if he turns up while we're packing? What am I going to say to him?
You can't go within 200 metres of your wife. You can't make any contact with her in any shape or form. That means you can't write to or phone her or pass a message on to her through a third party. If you do attempt to make contact with your wife, you'll be charged and arrested. It becomes a criminal offence. Do you understand that?
No, I don't. I mean, sure, I know she'd be feeling revengeful. She's angry with me, but...
She wants protection from your aggressive behaviour, sir.
I slapped her and I haven't got any excuses. I'm not denying it. But you got to understand, I didn't mean it. As soon as I saw she was falling backwards, I tried to reach out and grab for her. She knows I'd never hurt her. It's not as if I'm a wife basher. I mean, I don't make a habit of it.
You only hit her twice, so that lets you off the hook, doesn't it?
No. No, of course not. I did the wrong thing. I know that. What about my child? Can I see her?
No, not till after the court hearing, I'm afraid. Your wife says you refuse to go and see a marriage guidance counsellor.
I can't see what talking to a complete stranger's going to do. I mean, this is for me and Joanne to work out. That's what marriage is meant to be about.
My idea of marriage isn't belting your wife and calling her a bitch.
I know.
She's safe and sound at Ingrid's place.
Has he had his warning?
Yep.
Well, let's hope he takes heed. Everyone was a bit surprised when they got married, you know. She's a bit like you, Doyle, a bit of a hatch, match and dispatch sort of a person, whereas he takes his religion very seriously.
All right, Mr Mason, just wait over there for a tick, will you? I'm ready when you are. Just got to take him back to his car.
He's not a bad sort of a bloke, you know.
A Mason?
He had a bit of a rough start. His mother died when he was born. His father was left to bring up 5 boys single-handedly.
Oh, so rotten childhood's no excuse. He seems intelligent enough. He ought to be able to tell what's right from wrong.
I didn't say he had a rotten childhood, Doyle. I said he had no mother. You can't tell me that a child doesn't need its mother.
All right, Mr Mason, there you go.
He says slap, she says punch. I mean, which they get their facts from
That is exactly the attitude why wives keep getting murdered. It's still an assault, PJ.
How many domestics have you been to?
It was non-stop at Fitzroy.
Oh,
Fitzroy.
Fitzroy.
Yeah, I went to about 50 of them. Thank
Yes, and you solved them all, didn't you? Do your buttons up.
Is it
And
my
guess
shout?
what? You know what it is? Your shout.
Haven't seen you in here before, have I?
I wouldn't know.
I think I would have remembered her. Good memory for folks. Terrible with names.
Really?
I'm Brian, by the way. As in The Life of Wyan. Do you know that movie, The Monty Python?
No, it's actually before my time.
Oh, never mind. Makes you feel old when they say that.
Yes, yes, it does.
Here are the blankets.
Sure you want to chuck these out? These are in very good nick.
Oh, look, you're doing me a favour. The doona covers are a lot easier to wash and dry. Usual?
Yep, she's paying.
Anyway, I'm not chucking them out. I'm giving them to you.
Oh, there's a wall.
Hey, don't get too attached. Thanks, Chris.
Okay.
Well, don't forget the discussion group this evening.
I won't forget, and I won't be coming either.
Yeah, Piker.
Makes a change to Father Carlyle, doesn't he?
Is he a priest?
Oh, sorry, I should have introduced you. It's Brian Hegarty. I thought you two would have met by
I
now.
thought he was... Oh, you should have said something.
I didn't want to spoil the fun, did I?
Please.
Father Brian's a lovely bloke, I think. Dash, he's a film buff. Wanted to take you out to see Life of Brian.
He did not. You know that. He was being nice.
No. I think he fancied you in a repressed, celibate sort of way.
No, celibacy's probably not modern enough for this bloke.
You wonder why I'm agnostic?
If you'd have been at this meeting last night, you'd know what I mean.
Yeah.
He reckons the church is dysfunctional. He wants to start building bridges.
Oh, he's a nice enough bloke.
Oh, look, if he wants to build bridges, Doyle, he should have been an engineer.
Yeah, hang on. Mags is Ingrid Perry. She's got Andrew Mason on doorstep and he won't leave.
Take it to the desk.
What are you doing here, Mr. Mason?
I came to see my wife, but they won't let me
You
in.
do realise you're breaking the interim intervention order, don't you?
No, I'm not. I've got every right to be here.
You won't go away.
I just want to talk to my wife.
Yes, sir, I've explained that order to you. It's a criminal offence to go anywhere near your wife.
But she rang me. She asked me to come.
I started thinking I was overreacting the intervention order and everything. I didn't think it was fair on him. He is the father of my child, and he's a good father. He dotes on her.
What about you? You said that you were scared of him as that situation changed.
Well, you know, I thought he would be angry with me for leaving him, but he was very understanding about it when I rang him. He knows he did the wrong thing.
Mrs. Mason, you've said yourself he always feels sorry after the event.
I only wanted to talk it over with him. I wasn't intending on going back to him.
Joanne, did he pressure you to come over?
Look, it was my fault. I really wish I hadn't rung him now, all right? I didn't realise it would get him into trouble. I didn't realise it would be breaking the intervention order until Ingrid told me. That's why we didn't let him in when he turned up.
You know, we would have been none the wiser if you hadn't have given us that ring.
But he just wouldn't go away. He started shouting. Ingrid tried to explain it to him, but he just wouldn't budge. Once he gets an idea into his head, that's it. There's no reasoning with him. He's obsessive.
I knew it'd come to this.
Well, she fair dinkum. I mean, it could just be tit for tat, you know. She wants to make him suffer.
That's a bit cynical even for you.
Oh, well, it's a bit convenient, isn't it? I mean, she invites him in to break the law, then she gives us a bill.
Does she seem that manipulative to you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, technically speaking, he's in breach, isn't it?
Well, we can't get over the fact that she invited him round to be laughed out of court.
Well, yeah, Mr. Mason, I've just had a bit of a chat to your wife, and there seemed to be a great deal of confusion over this matter, so we'll let you off with a warning.
Thanks for this. I really appreciate it.
That's all right. Just make sure it doesn't happen again, will you?
Is Joanne here?
Look, the intervention order's staying, sir.
You're kidding, aren't you? She wanted to see me.
Well, she doesn't anymore.
How are we going to sort our marriage out if she doesn't want to see me?
Look, mate, let me give you a tip. The best thing you can do is to accept the fact she's not coming home.
Well, the women over at St David's are trained counsellors. Unfortunately, won't be able to go back and stay at Ingrid's.
So when can you let me know? Okay, thanks, bye.
How'd it go?
Well, St David's said they'll have a vacancy in a couple of days, but in the meantime, they might be able to find you a bed in a Melbourne refuge. How do you feel about that?
Don't know anyone in Melbourne.
Hey, boss, what about that family over by the rail yards?
What, the Kings?
Yeah, well, they've put people up before. They might help.
Yeah, but they've really got to like it, so they've started fostering people.
Oh, well, looks like Melbourne then.
Oh, you could come and stay with me and Maggie. I mean, it's a bit crowded, but, like, you and Bryony could take my room and I could sleep on the couch.
McKinley? You do not go round inviting the public home with you.
You've taken in people before.
It must have escaped your notice that she's got an intervention order to protect her.
Yeah, and a piece of paper hasn't stopped anyone before, has it?
That's right. If you know that, you ought to have more sense than to put yourself in the firing line.
It's only for a couple of days.
Do you think Joanne's at physical risk?
She thinks she is at risk, yes, and that's the point.
Which is it? If she is at risk, then you should find her somewhere else to stay. If she isn't, then she doesn't need a safe haven.
Well, she's already accepted Dash's invitation, so I'm sure we'll be okay this time.
Next time you have a harebrained idea, do me the courtesy of running it by me before you shoot your mouth off. I do not want to be put in this position again.
The front and the back doors are deadlocked, but I'll leave you the spare key here anyway in case you need to get out in a hurry if there's an emergency.
Like Andrew turning up?
Oh, it'd have to be psychic, Joanne.
Oh, Bryony, where'd you put your teddy? Is he in your bag? Did you put your teddy in the bag?
Oh, is this it? There you go. Joanne, try to avoid going out the front if you can. You don't want somebody he knows driving past and recognising you. He might let us slip where you are. Now leave the number of the station next to the phone, so if you need to call me, this is the number. I'll just leave that there. Okay. Are you cold?
No, I'm fine, really.
Oh, I can get you a jumper.
Oh, no, thanks. You've done so much for me already, really. In the rush to get out, I forgot to get anything warm. I don't usually feel the cold like this.
Oh, it's okay. It won't take me a moment.
Well, have you had a look in your bedroom, Maggie?
Yeah, I did. I looked in yours as well. It won't be in mine.
Fine detectives they'd make, Adam. They can't even find their own clothes.
Jenny gave me that jumper, PJ.
Hello, man. Thomas Police Constable Cooper.
No, I was thinking it might have got mixed up with some of your stuff. When we were dragging the mattress into the lounge, and I remember taking it off and...
PJ, Ferguson.
I don't remember, Maggie, sorry.
To make clothes.
I know.
It just kind of vanished into thin air, that's all.
Yep.
Maybe it's with that bag of stuff that Mum gave me, that stuff that I threw out, maybe.
Yeah, right.
Oh, the stuff that you put in the St. Steve-O's
On my
bin.
way. Okay. Burgers and Steve-O's. See you, kids.
Why don't I ask for it back? Yep. Hey, PJ!
That's where the buggers got in. First, I thought it must have been vandals.
Yeah, Brian, can you just keep back, please, mate?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Footprints.
No, you're right.
Yeah, no, I couldn't
I
see
just
it.
need to preserve
Yeah.
the scene. Thanks.
Right here. I didn't realise anything was gone until I went to sort out the raffle money, you know, and found it was missing. They must have known what they were after. I'd completely forgotten about Chris Riley's blankets. The ladies from the op shop were coming around to get them, you know. Very excited they were about them too, the little dollar signs in their eyes.
Right, now, yeah, right. Now, who knew you had that much cash inside?
Oh, anyone and everyone. I mean, I've been selling raffle tickets all over.
Right, and you had a meeting here last night, I believe?
Yeah, about 80 or so turned up.
80.
Oh, right, I can see where you're heading. But, no, I mean, I know we get the odd rotten apple, but I mean, they're hardly likely to get off their bums and come to a parish meeting.
Dash, can you get the print kit for me? I'll have a look inside. Round here.
Excuse me, Father.
I also answer to Brian.
You know the donation bin at the shopping centre? Do you know if it's been emptied since yesterday morning?
The ladies from the op shop emptied it on Friday, so wouldn't have been, no.
Hey, the lock's been forced.
Oh, can you see the jumper?
The stuff's gone.
Racco. Maggie's gonna love that.
How'd you go?
Right.
There you go.
What is this?
Exhibit A.
Okay.
I don't believe it. Someone has stolen my jumper.
Now, I told you both it was going to be trouble living together.
Who would break into a charity bin? I don't understand.
Well, somebody who knew that you put Maggie's jumper in there, Dash,
no,
probably.
look, Maggie, it's going to turn up. It could be at home. Yeah.
Well, we'll get a good description of it. Now, what was it like, Mags?
PJ, it is stripy, it is colourful, the wool alone is very expensive.
Okay.
How much?
I don't know, I'm not a knitter.
Right, so we're looking for a very cold thief with an expensive taste in knitwear. Fantastic.
Guys, can you shut up, please? I'm trying to listen to this guy. Great, I've lost him. PJ, that guy reckons that he saw who it was who knocked off the Catholic bin. Get this. He reckons it was a woman in a Salvation Army uniform.
Well, I store everything out here in the shed, and the Red Shield driver comes over monthly from St David's. I used to come over weekly, but I thought that wasn't very cost-effective. I've got a good superior, you know, he encourages initiative.
Yeah, well, I guess you got to watch your pennies, eh?
Oh, tell me about it. I've nearly spent this quarter's family welfare payment, and there's still over 2 months left in the financial year. It's been a terrible year for welfare.
PJ?
What are those doing there?
Well, do you recognise them, Ingrid?
Aren't they the blankets from the Imperial?
Yes, they are.
Excuse me. Oh, I haven't sorted out those things properly yet.
That's all right.
Is this what you mean by a mix-up? I mean, how could these get mixed up with my
Yeah,
donations?
look, we're going to have to...
take a look around.
PJ?
Okay.
Sure.
This is from the Catholic bin. It's Dash's bag of stuff.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you?
What's the matter?
Ingrid, is this bag here from this morning?
Yeah, well, I emptied the bin, yeah. I mean, I put them there, but the blankets weren't here then. I would have seen them, I'm sure.
All right, which bin is it from?
Well, the Red Shield bin, of course.
What about this? I'm afraid, Ingrid, I'm going to have to ask you to come down to the station with us.
Well, she's got to be lining her pockets with it. What else would she be doing?
Yeah, I can think of faster ways to become a millionaire. Maybe she's giving it away to the needy. Yeah?
Well, what, like Robin Hood?
That's the style. Well, the Lord works in a variety of mysterious ways, Coop, none of which I understand.
Hey, check this out. Looks like chainmail or something.
Oh, God, that thing's stalking me.
Just mark it down as a pink handbag, value $10.
Come on through, Father.
Brian. You can't seriously believe she's a thief. There must be some mistake.
Well, the goods were found on her premises. There's no mistake about that.
What was the amount you had taken there, Father?
About 200 and something, not much over.
214 sounded right to you?
Yeah, that'd be mine.
All right, so, Ingrid, Joanne can't confirm what time you got home last night, then?
No, well, you know, she'd had a big day. She was pooped.
Yeah, OK. Now, let's talk about this morning. You said you emptied the bin at, what, 7?
Yes, well, as you know, Andrew turned up at the quarters, and after I'd finished here, it was getting on. Then I had to do a visitation, but I'd missed out on that. So I called in at the second-hand dealers instead.
Oh, yeah? Which one?
Well, I know it sounds mercenary, but very occasionally we get expensive items that we sell to a second-hand dealer. Not clothes, of course, but, you know, books, silverware, that sort of thing. If we marked one of those items at $100 in one of our stores, no one would buy them.
So, Ingrid, you went there to sell something, did you?
Yes. No, I know I just said not clothes, but, well, there was this jumper. It was quite distinctive, and it was handcrafted. I knew it was special, so I took it into Leon, and he bought it. Mind you, the fuss he made, he thought like he was doing me a favour.
Now, we're talking about Leon as in Leon's bric-a-brac.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. I've got a bit of a deal going with him, so you know him. He likes to haggle, doesn't he?
How much did you get for it, Ingrid?
$70. Oh, but that's before retail markup.
Right, well, how did he pay you? Cash?
Yes. Is that a problem?
No, just curious.
A few dollars here and there, it all adds up, though, doesn't it, Ingrid?
Oh, well, once I get it, it's gone. I use it for assistance.
What, every cent of it?
Yes, that's right. I give it all to my clients.
Right. Well, we're going to need to take your prints. It's not a big deal.
Yep, just a minute. Roll your thumb.
Here we go, Leon.
That's the way.
Why you blokes out catching real criminals?
Because we've caught them all, Leon. Now that you're here.
You know the way.
Not a good look.
Ah, there you go. There's a basin up the back if you want to use that. PJ? I bet he sold my jumper.
Yes, to some woman. How the hell would I know? Quite unquite.
Nick, will you look after Ingrid for me?
Yep. Ingrid?
7 days of the regulations, Leon. You didn't wait 5 minutes.
Customer comes in, says she can't wait.
Yeah? So, where's the entry in the book here?
Oh, I was going to put it in. I was.
Right, so you know Ingrid Perry's licence number off by heart.
It could have been the old man who dealt with her. I don't know. He works in the shop sometimes.
Oh, cut the crap, Leon. I can ask your father. Now, what happened to the other stuff she sold you? The antique watch, the silverware?
I don't know what all the fuss is about, you know. It's not like I was fencing for them.
Leon, how do we know that? If it's not in the book, how do we know it's gone through the till either?
Of course it goes in the till.
Well, we only have your word for it. It's not very reassuring, is it?
No, not at all. This would be, what, the third fine? Or is it the fourth?
Are you doing Leon for anything?
Yes, failure to own a brain. These guys are incredible, you know, they make it easy for crooks.
Now, if you're going to turn over his shop, you've got to let me know, because I've got to rearrange the rosters if you'll be doing it yourself.
Mate, you do us a favour?
You have to pay, mate.
Mate?
Father Hegarty wants to know if Ingrid's a suspect and how long you intend holding her.
What's she still doing here?
Waiting for a confession, I don't know.
She's free to go.
She said it herself. She had a deal going with Leon.
Mags.
And you've got to admit that she's in the perfect position of trust to abuse the system in any which way she likes.
Mags, I got no problem with Leon going to the Bluestone College, OK?
But Ingrid, she's not a fence. She wouldn't know what I was.
You wouldn't let the fact that she has some stolen property sway you at all, would you, Detective?
She doesn't know how the stuff got there. What am I using, sign language?
Is it her uniform or is it her connection with God?
What do you want me to do? Do you want me to put her in a locker and throw her down a flight of stairs?
No, I just thought that you could have pushed her just a little bit more. I mean, what about the money she's receiving from Leon, PJ? She could be pocketing that. Salvos don't earn that much.
Yeah, she does the job. She loves it, not because she's paid to do it.
Typical.
What?
But, I got it. It's the tambourine, isn't it?
You kill me.
Where's Daddy?
He's not here, sweetheart. You go back to sleep for Mummy.
She all right?
She hasn't slept a whole night through in her life. Andy's always getting up for her. They're as thick as thieves, those two.
Well, I'm sure we'll hear her if she does it again. I'm going to get dinner started.
Can I do anything to help?
No, I'll be fine. How about you go and relax?
I know what you must be thinking of me.
Good. I won't have to explain it then. You do what you did in front of an audience. It gets around, you know.
Yeah, I had it coming. Things haven't been good between us for a long time. We fight, but we don't fight fair, and that's my fault. I was so scared of losing her, you know. She's everything to me.
You've got a funny way of showing it, mate.
You don't know where she is, do you? I really need to talk to her.
No. Your meal won't be long. Don't tell me. A glass of water?
No. Can I put this on your wall?
Oh, I think you're being incredibly optimistic.
Well, I think when they hear the story behind it.
No, I mean your drawing. Is that what it really looks like? I'm no art critic.
No. No, I'll just put it... Excuse me, sir. I'll just put an ad in the Gazette tomorrow. Dash, whoever bought my jumper is not going to be looking in the lost and found section of the paper. I mean an ad. I'll just, front page if you like. Are you expecting anyone? I'll get it. Joanne, would you mind going into the bedroom for me, please?
Why?
Oh, it's just better that no one knows that you're here, that's all.
What if it's him?
Shh. Just go as quietly as you can, right? Dash, just over there. That's it. Yes, who is it?
Andrew Mason, sorry to disturb you. I just want to talk to you. I don't mean to be a nuisance.
Mr. Mason, this is a private house, you do realise, don't you?
Yeah, I do realise it, but I saw her at the pub.
So you followed me home?
I just wanted to talk to you to explain things. I thought perhaps you might know where Joanne is. You could pass it on.
No, there's an intervention.
We don't know where Joanne is, and we couldn't tell you even if we did know, Mr.
Dash,
Mason.
would you mind checking the potatoes that I've left on the stove? Yep. Thank you.
Look, I know this must look a bit off, but I've been thinking about my family and everything. I need them. They need me. Joanne can't cope with riding on her own.
Mr. Mason, if it's a discussion that you're looking for, I think down at the station is a far better place to be doing that, don't you?
Listen, I don't know what nonsense that woman Ingrid's been feeding you, but I am not the ogre she makes me out to be.
Ingrid?
She's made things worse, not better. Of course I'll go and see a counsellor. I'll do anything, and I mean anything if they come home. I'll even go and see a shrink if I have to. But please believe me, you have got to believe me when I say that I mean to do things differently this time. Don't think of me as the enemy, because I'm not.
Mr. Mason, if you are serious about this, why don't you give me a call first thing tomorrow morning and we can talk?
I will.
Okay.
I want them back. I just want them back.
That'd be great. If you don't mind, it's my last night off this week.
Yeah, of course. I'll ring you first thing?
Lovely, that'd be great. You have a good night, won't you, Mr. Mason? Bye-bye.
She wants to go back to him now. She must have a short memory.
No, well, boss, I actually think that she's more scared of the unknown than she is of him. I get the feeling that he helps her out a lot with the child.
Oh, he could have had a change of heart, I suppose. These things can happen.
He was supposed to call me first up this morning and arrange counselling. He didn't.
Does he know about Joanne's decision yet?
Well, she's agreed to wait and see how his intentions pan out, although I doubt that she's going to change her mind whatever he does. She thinks that he's changed his mind for the better, he's going to do the right thing by her, and I've got to admit he did sound quite sincere.
Well, you know you can't win. Ultimately, they'll do what they want to. That's the thing about domestic.
Boss, I know that. Listen, do you know where PJ is?
No, I've just arrived.
And I spoke to somebody at the Salvo office, and they said it's not policy to give away cash handouts.
Yes, a lot of people go and buy cigarettes or alcohol.
Yeah, but listen, Ingrid, you told me that you give away the money you make from Leon.
And I do. I feel people need that dignity of trust. We've got so little else left by the time they ask for our assistance.
Is this another one of your initiatives?
I'm going against policy.
Right. Who else knows about it?
Well, no one until now.
No, I just made a general inquiry. I don't know. I spoke to... What's it?
It's just
maybe
bureaucracy, you know. I get really impatient with it. Do it and seek permission later.
Yes. Know that one. I realise you have got a lot of evidence against you, don't you?
I'm not a thief, PJ. What do you want me to do? Swear on the Bible?
Leon's bric-a-brac. Now, you've got to check every single item in his stock against the entries in his book, and if there's anything not in the book, then old Leon is in deeper effluent than a Werribee duck.
Which means that you and I have to spend the entire day doing his bookwork for him.
If he's not fencing, then why are we bothering?
Because you guys deserve to get out and have some fun once in a while. Hello. Fingerprints came through. They reckon it's the same culprit who knocked over St Stephen's Presbytery, and they've ruled out our Christian soldier and Leon Nobrone.
Knew it wasn't Ingrid, I told you.
Okay, PJ, then who is it?
Father Brian. Father Brian, there you go. Catholics versus the Salvos.
Well,
what do you reckon?
maybe, mate, but there are other fathers and husbands. What about that? What's his name? Andrew Mason, that bloke.
Well, I suppose so. I mean, you know, he does blame Ingrid for the split.
Yeah, I'll give him a call. He's taking the day off. Going to see a counsellor.
Counsellor?
Yeah. Father Brian, you reckon?
Worth a try. I just look at this stuff, but this is what my granny used to have. These sorts of things. And look.
This is harassment. That's what it is. Yeah. Well, if you want to make a complaint, I can give you the ethical standards number. When did the tea set come in?
Ceased to state 2 weeks ago.
What about this mobile? Is this antique?
I'm selling that for a friend. On commission.
Is it in the book?
I got a receipt.
Yeah? Where is it?
I can't concentrate with all that noise outside.
Happy am I. And that's my experience this morning. Happy am I since Jesus.
You wouldn't know what happy is.
Adam.
You don't have a clue, you stupid bitch. You're talking crap. Where's my wife? What have you done with her?
I'll get on to PJ.
Yep.
Destruction. You've got the guts to slag me off my face. You're pathetic!
All right, sir,
Don't
that's
what?
enough.
Don't tell anyone what
Sir,
you did to
have
me.
no right to
That bitch
be
tried to
here.
break up my marriage, okay?
My son! Get back. Get out of the car, sir! Get out of the car now!
Get out of the way!
Right, so he's not at work. Brian hasn't seen him.
Okay, we try his home then.
You know what? These domestics are a pain in the ass.
KC to Mount Thomas 509.
Mount Thomas 509.
Constable Cooper requires urgent backup at the Penhope Shopping Centre. A disturbance reported involving an Andrew Mason.
Righto, on our way. About 10 minutes.
Well, that's just fantastic.
Get up, Mason! You moronic bloody loony! Shut up and get inside!
Hey, sure you're okay? Can I get you an ambulance? No?
I'll be okay.
We have to ask you a couple of questions about Andrew Mason.
So what's going on?
No, don't ask.
Great.
He's asking for the priest. It's fine by me. What else has he got to say for himself? Oh, the usual. He didn't mean to do it, but Ingrid deserved it.
Boss, he didn't care who he hit.
So he did set her up.
He robbed the St. Steve-O's bin intending to plant the stuff at Ingrid's place, but he got cold feet and he just shoved the stuff into the Salvo's bin.
Well, he had no problem knocking off the blankets or the money from the presbytery and putting them in Ingrid's garage, did he? And what? This wasn't quick enough for him, so he decided to run her down. Oh, no, he said he snapped, lost it.
Yeah, just as Joanne described.
Oh, you'd better bring her up to date.
Yep.
But if this domestic runs true to form, she'll probably end up feeling sorry for him, decide he needs her.
Well, I hope not, because next time it could be her.
Just do your best, Doyle. You can't live their lives for them.
He's being charged with attempted murder, conduct endangering life, and a number of other charges.
Is Ingrid okay?
Yeah, she's fine. Fortunately, one of our constables managed to pull her out of the way just in time.
Good.
The point is, here, Joanne, is that you're going to have to think carefully about what you're going to do.
Yes.
You were right about his sudden rages. You know, that could have been you or Bryony in front of that car. Have you thought about that?
He'd never hurt Bryony.
All right, well, they're assessing bail, and if you feel in any way in danger at all, then I'm sure we have a
I
strong
don't want him
case.
sent to jail.
Joanne, he could have killed someone.
I'd like to see him.
You sure?
Yes. I want to see him.
You probably won't believe this now, but I really appreciated you listening to me.
I asked you to look into yourself, Andy. Point the finger at someone and there's always three pointing back at you.
You weren't there. You weren't there to see how they were destroying us. Joe didn't need that job at the bakery. We didn't need the money. I'm a good provider. And then they go and tell her to do it because it'd help her self-esteem. Joe's not pushy. That's just the way she is. They were trying to turn her into someone she's not.
I don't know, darling. Where is he?
Look, Joan, why don't you just take a sec and I'll find out what's going on.
Sorry. If I put her down, she's going to run amok.
Oh, that's all right.
Sorry.
Put her down, it's fine.
Sit down here.
Where's my daddy?
I know I've got to stop getting so angry. Things just seem to go dark, you know? But I am going to get help. I mean it. I swear to God I mean it this time.
It's not just your temper, Andy. It's everything. It's the mind games. It's the way you put me down all the time. Maybe you do it to make yourself feel better, I don't know, but it's not right. It's not a normal way to live. All I know is I don't want Bridie to grow up like this.
What?
I know it's not her fault. She's only a baby. She doesn't know any better. But she sees how you treat me. And I can't. I can't have her growing up thinking this is the way to treat someone you love. It's not love, Andy. It's not.
But I love you, Joe. You know I do.
late. It's too late.
All right, well, Dash has confirmed your accommodation in Melbourne. There'll be someone to pick you up at Flinders Street Station when you get there. Yep, it's all written down in there. There's names and contacts and things.
Fantastic. Thanks very much for this.
That's all right.
I appreciate it.
Okay, you ready to go, Bryony? Come on. See ya.
Say bye-bye, Bryony.
Bye, Bryony. See ya.
See you later. See ya.
Hey, PJ, have you seen the rubbish Dash has put in this report here?
Yes, mate, and I'm absolutely disgusted because it's all lies.
She's got here Super Cooper leapt 10 metres.
No, 10. I heard it was 20.
20 metres
Just said
saved.
they just don't like anyone else getting the glory, that's all.
Oh, what glory.
Well, you saved Ingrid's life. You'll get a commendation, probably.
Don't think so.
Stacey will be pleased,
Oh,
won't she?
shut up.
All right, children, enough playtime. Back to work. You got to go off to Leon's bric-a-brac.
Oh, not Leon.
Leon's not going to be too happy.
Yeah, I can't take much more of him.
Well, you're going to have to. This is going to take all night, you know. There's a hamburger joint up the road. You want to get some fish and chips?
Yeah? That's Maggie's jumper. Hey! Hey,